So I'm gonna go over all of Clark's buttons in short, so that way not only can I write down the notes that I just took, but we can also kind of we can try and reach a greater understanding for Clark's buttons and kind of how you can use them in neutral, or use them when you're on the offense to net a positive. Often you want to put yourself in situations that are beneficial for yourself, and this is going to be a video doing just that. There's a lot to go over, but this is just going to be a very basic, just a little something to kind of explain a couple of concepts and to help you get started whenever you get in. When it comes to neutral, we're not going to talk about that today. We're just going to go over what to do when you're right here in the close proximity to the opponent. First things first, I want to explain notation. If you haven't been explained how notation works in KOF, you should start here so that way you kind of understand what you're going to see later, and so that way you'll have this understanding for whenever you're checking out a guide elsewhere, or if you're reading something online. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so each of the numbers represents a direction. So if someone says 2, they mean down. And if someone says 4, they mean back. The second part of notation is the buttons. You have A, B, C, D. A is light punch. B is light kick. C is heavy punch. And D is heavy kick. It stays there a while. CD, of course, is C and D together. So if ever you see someone say, Chris, jump CD, they're talking about jump triangle circle, or jump whatever those two buttons are on your controller, in case you play like Xbox or something. So this is going to be what to do with 2A. So 2A gatlings into itself. So you can do this move repeatedly. You don't really have to buffer, or you don't have to wait for the move to finish. You just buffer it into itself. And so when you do a move like this, there's not a lot of leeway for the opponent to press a button. In fact, the move will come out so fast, they can't interrupt you. So in order to get more bang for your buck, you want to delay your buttons, so that way the opponent can press, but because you're plus in a situation, meaning you're going to recover faster than them, you'll be able to beat them out with what is called a frame trap. So the first section of things are going to be things that link into each other. So you have close B, far B, 2B, and 5A, or standing A. Clark actually has a standing A and a regular A. Standing A doesn't whiff on close opponents, but after that, it does. So you kind of want to be careful of that. So this is kind of, we're going to briefly touch on this, but just know later on in the video it'll make more sense and it'll be easier to take advantage of. If I do 5A repeatedly, they can't interrupt. If I do 5A and wait just a little bit, I can beat them out with a move. But keep in mind these are the quicker options, so it's very tight actually. So there it was, right there. I beat them out because my move came out quicker than their move. But these moves really are just going to be ways to kind of change up your range a little bit, so I can do stuff like this to put myself in range for a jump in later. Stuff like that. This is actually really cool. I didn't know you could do that. Let me see. It's funny because I don't play this game on claw, but I may have to play this game on claw to do stuff like this. Ah. Oh. And so that's gonna be it for the 2A linking into other moves. They are linked because you don't really have to wait to buffer into the next move. These are also ways to vary up your block pressure versus an opponent without letting them press a button. This stuff is pretty, but things like this will get you killed. Because this move is kind of punishable. So you want to do things that link into that move, so that way you can hit confirm and get your combo off. So the moves that do not link directly from 2A leave more room for a gap in between the move. So if you do 2A, you're plus. If you delay your move, you can beat out the opponent's quickest option. So those options are close C, you have 2C, and 2D. Wow, look at the range on that. It kind of like... Wow. Oh my goodness. Let me see that. Dude, that is bananas. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A. This does what I'm explaining with 2A. Your plus, and if you do certain sequences, you will interrupt the opponent before they can get to you. But we want to get more than just a knockdown. Knockdowns are okay, but we want combos. That's what we're here for, right? At the end of the day, we may be here for neutral, but we want the combos. So come on. Let us continue onward. So now we're going to be talking about the moves that do not link directly into 2A. But these are the moves you're going to want to get the timing down, so that way, if your opponent presses a button, you will beat them out. So we're going to start with 2C, or close C. No, let's start with 2C. 2C allows you to combo into Stomp after. So you can do stuff like this, which is good. That's like maybe like 1/7 of their health bar. Same thing applies for close C actually. This one comes out faster than 2C. So you actually have enough time to walk forward and make sure you're close enough for the 2C. Because if you're too far, you'll get far C. And far C doesn't hit crouching. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Right over his head. And you also can't even combo off of that move if they're standing. Look at this. So yeah, it's just something to keep them at bay. But we don't want this whenever we're trying to mount an offense, because it'll push us way too far back. Last but not least, you have 2D. 2D, you don't have to delay 2D. It's going to beat them out if they press a button. But one note with 2D, you can make it safe by canceling it into Vulcan Punch. So if somehow they're close enough to block and punish you, you want it to be safe at least. But because of pushback with the way things work, there's a good chance they won't be able to punish you anyway. Like that. Look how far back. That's like, in every situation, they just cannot reach me. Pretty safe, but you want to use it wisely. It's also, you can put yourself in pretty... Oh, let me see. Yeah. Yeah, it also combos. Wow. Could you imagine mixing someone up with that? You can. That's crazy. Go cry about it.